Welcome to Lab Experiment 5. The purpose of this lab is to design and implement a circuit on the FPGA that can play different frequencies of audio depending on the input, essentially like a musical instrument such as a piano. And to perform such a task, what we need are three inputs, and as we can see in the design code, we have our clock input, our hush input, and our note input. And we have one output, which is the speaker, and that is what will play the audio, which will come out of the audio jack in the board. And going down, we have reg 17 to 0 count, reg out clock, and reg 16 to 0 frequency. And as we can see here, we have a always at pause edge clock, and then begin, and we have a test case for each note. And so, provided in the lab manual, we have a chart designating every frequency and a note value to uh, every note they're supposed to sound. And this will determine the square wave that'll play on the output of the output of the audio jack into the speaker, and the frequency will be determined based on the note, which will be controlled by the switches. And we can see we have one for every note, and the default is 0, and then we end the case. And then the rest of the code, we have initial, begin, out clock, less than or equal to 0, count less than or equal to 0, and end always at pause edge clock, begin, count less than or equal to 0 plus 1, and then if count equal to frequency and hush equal to 0, begin, count less than or equal to 0, and output. And then we end that. And then we assign the speaker to the value out clock, which is going to carry the output into the audio jack. Next, we have the test bench file, which is provided in the lab manual, as we can see here. And we can also see that very simulation running over here. And lastly, I want to cover the constraint file. So we have constraints for the clock, and then we have the notes 0 to 4 wired from switches 0 to 3. Or notes 0 to 3 to switches 0 to 4, or 0 to 3, sorry. There's a total of 4 switch inputs. And we have one button for the hush, which is the mute function of the piano. And then we have our output speaker, which goes straight to the audio port of the FPGA. And now I'll move over to the demonstration to prove the design. Here's the demonstration for the piano in Lab 5. And we can see I'm holding the hush button, and our inputs are set to 0. And we have this chart provided in the lab manual that we were to base our design around. And we have all the musical notes and the binary code to correlate them with. So initially, at 0 with our inputs, we should have an A note, and as I let go of the hush button, you can hear that coming from my headphones. And so, as I continue to increase the switches, the audios change to different notes. So this is on input C, and then D, C sharp, and then D, and then D sharp, and then E, and then F, and it goes on. F sharp, and yeah. And that is the completed design. And yeah, however, we can configure this however we want, and we play the different notes. And the audio is very loud because it's getting the raw input straight from the audio jack. That should be the full demonstration of this experiment. Thank you.